What's up, guys? Cody here, and I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm doing pretty decent today. Went on a morning run and just trying to keep in shape, got to get things going. So, today I want to talk about something that really needs to be talked about. So, have you guys ever wondered just why are things the way that they are? For example, the financial system, like why do you get these pieces of paper? Why are they worth something, or just anything? Just I'm speaking in general terms. So we were all born into this world. We didn't choose this system. We were just born because it's been like this for, let's just say, around 100 years, maybe around 80 years. And I'm referring to the new financial system when they created the Federal Reserve. That was the first moment when the financial system started to change. And then President Nixon, then took us off the gold standard, and that pretty much solidified the current fiat system that we have now, which all banks around the world, all governments are using this fiat system. So, what I want to talk about is the fact that the system we have is one big Ponzi scheme. Do you guys know that? And this is not just a conspiracy or me just making stuff up. It is literally a Ponzi scheme times 100. So in the United States, if you get caught running a Ponzi scheme, it's one of the biggest white collar crimes that you could possibly do. Bernie Madoff, for example, he didn't fare so well when he got caught and his whole system collapsed. Any crypto people, BitConnect. What's up? Yeah. So Ponzi schemes are not are they're bad because they're not sustainable, right? So we all get that. But have you ever wondered where the value's coming from these fiat systems that we currently have? So let me walk you through it the best that I can just to try to make it understandable. So, the Federal Reserve prints money. They also put money on a digital screen, but for the sake of this explanation here, let's just say they print money. So they're printing pieces of paper that have more value than the actual paper is worth. That is how they create money. So they take these pieces of paper, send them to your local bank. The local bank then issues that money to you. Now, what do you do with your money? You put it in the bank. So you basically give back the bank the money that they issued you. No value has been created yet. So you're giving them back the money. Now you're not just giving them your money for safekeeping. No. When you put your money in a bank account, you are lending the bank your money. You're lending it to them. That's why they give you interest, even though it's almost nothing nowadays. So you just gave the money back to the bank that they gave you, that they created out of thin air, and now the bank lends that money to other people to buy cars, houses, or just go on vacation. The bank profits from the interest generated from these loans, and I'm just struggling to think of where the value is coming from where they're profiting. So the fact is there is no value. This system that we have requires a constant cycle and inflow of money constantly going into the system. So we all know that if everyone went to a bank and decided to withdraw their money, the bank would not have enough to give to everybody because they run on the fractional reserve system where when you put your money in the bank, they only legally have to keep 10% of it. So, you put in $1,000, well, your $1,000 is not actually in the bank. It's, they only have $100 of it in the bank. So since it's a fractional reserve system, your money's not actually there. The only way that they can sustain this business model is for people to constantly keep putting money into their system. The very money that was given to you and created out of thin air, you're giving back to them. So the only way that this system works, let me backtrack here for a minute. A Ponzi scheme works for as long as people keep putting more and more money into it. So at this point, the US dollar and all fiat currencies have pretty much dominated the entire world. There's only so many people in this world. So they've reached the limit of more and more people putting money into the system. But let's go back to how the money was created in the first place, out of thin air. Bingo, it's such a big Ponzi scheme, they don't even need you or me or anybody to keep putting money in the system because they can just print more as if more people are putting money into the system. It's like a Ponzi scheme times 10. Because in most Ponzi schemes, you need actual people to keep putting money back into the system or else it collapses. But in the current financial system, they don't even need people to keep doing that. They just print more. And it keeps the system running. And it has kept it running for decades now. But even this system will not work forever. It will not work forever because eventually they will destroy their own currency. Inflation. We all know about inflation, and we were even taught in school that inflation is good. Now, I'm not sure why that would be good. Some people say inflation makes it so it incentivizes people to spend more money since you know that your dollar is going to be worth less a year from now than it is today, so you better spend it today. So it incentivizes people to spend their money, which helps the economy. But that only is the truth because we live in a debt-based economy where you need that constant cycle moving. But I don't know about you. I prefer to invest my wealth in an asset that doesn't lose value but goes up in value. I mean, isn't that just common sense here? But a lot of people don't realize when they put their dollars or pounds or euros into a bank account, they are literally losing money every day, every year, and it compounds every year. So some people say, well, it's only a 1 or 3% inflation per year, so it's not a big deal. Well, the thing is, it is a big deal over time due to compounding. So 1 to 3% is a big deal after 5 or 10 years. And most people keep all their wealth in a bank account or even the stock market, which the stock market is a whole other topic. Won't even go down that rabbit hole right now. I'm just talking about the base financial system here. So I will get to a solution here. I'm not just ranting and complaining. Sort of I am, I guess. But I'm talking about it because there is a solution, and it's cryptocurrency. Now, is there a cryptocurrency that has solved this problem yet? No, there's not. But before cryptocurrency, we didn't even have an option. We, as the people, individuals, did not even have an option. Now, we at least have a chance. And it's, in my opinion, more than a chance. In my opinion, we've already won. The writing is on the wall. The current fiat system, the current Ponzi scheme system, which will inflate your wealth into nothing. It's already happened in multiple countries around the world. It just so happens that the United States is running the biggest Ponzi scheme of them all. So of course it's going to last longer, but it's math, guys. It will 100% fail. 100%. It's just math. Ponzi schemes always fail. With cryptocurrency, we have a way out. Now, the infrastructure with crypto is horrible. It's far from perfect. So, it's not going to happen overnight. I don't know how it's going to work, but what I do know is in the coming years, like in our lifetime, even as little as 1 to 3 years from now, we're going to see big changes happen in the fiat system, the economy as a whole. People are going to lose faith in these currencies that become worthless. Now, how do they become worthless? Well, if I have $1 million in my bank account and they become worthless, well, I still have $1 million. The number doesn't change, but now it costs, $100,000 to buy a Big Mac. And, that's so everything gets expensive. So that's how it changes. That's how you lose all your money. So the number doesn't change. That's gonna occur in our lifetimes. Now, what is gonna come after that? Nobody knows. And if you do know, let me know, because I'll buy some of that. But all we can do right now is try our hardest to get out of the system. So the obvious ones are precious metals, gold and silver, and there's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and you spread your money around and you try to buy what increases your probability of success in the future. Now, Bitcoin could go to zero. Bitcoin could be the next big currency. There's nobody on this earth that knows that. But what you do know, what is fact, is that all fiat currencies, including the US dollar, will go to zero. That is fact. That's math. There's no fact saying Bitcoin will go to zero. It is a possibility, not a fact. It is a fact that the dollar will go to zero. Gold and silver will not go to zero. Not saying they're going to go to the moon. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but they will never go to zero because they have use. At the very minimum, the most basic sense, they at least have a use case in the physical world. Electronics, everything like that, they actually have a purpose. Pieces of paper or pieces of cloth, I guess their dollars are actually pieces of cloth. They don't have a purpose, they just don't. The purpose is start a fire, maybe to make some clothes out of it. Who knows? But my point is that don't keep all your eggs in a dying asset. Buy food, water, gold, silver, cryptocurrency, land, real estate. Buy things that you are more certain that will be successful in the future, having the knowledge that the dollar is done. It's like you're looking at an old man. He still can walk and he still can talk, but he's going to die soon. So it's just part of life. So don't think of this as like, if you have this emotional connection to the dollar, well, just realize it's just a cycle. And there's been other fiat currencies throughout history, and they've all failed. Every single one of them has failed. It's so there's nothing emotional about it. Just don't worry. Just be smart and take care of yourself. And guys, I'm going to end it there. I think I made my point. Now, I would want to go a little bit deeper into some topics, but for the sake of time, I won't keep anybody who's watching this or listening to this. Okay, guys, I'm just going to end it there, but I cannot wait to talk about plenty more in the coming days. So make sure to stay tuned till tomorrow, guys, because I don't even know what I'm going to come up with tomorrow, but plenty more. So with that, guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.